Potentiator.
Potentiometer.
Potentiator.
Potentiator.
What is your message to Donald Trump right now?
Get your shit together, man. What are you doing? Like, yeah. Please don't like mess around and have come bomb us, bro, or whatever it is. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Make shit right. Take care of your family. Since you chose to be the freaking president, take care of this country too. Music takes a big relief off my shoulders. Whether it's what we were just talking about as far as the political aspect or my personal life, it takes a big weight off my shoulders because it's like if I write down actually how I feel and I actually make it like dope, like making it rhyme and making it compare, it kind of makes me happy because it's like I actually came up with this and it actually sounds pretty good. That's amazing. And then to actually get out my feelings at the same time on anything that I see or experience or what I hear about and everything, it's just like, it makes it even better because you can relate to the community while maintaining happiness pretty much.
What was the worst movie of the 90s?
Of the 90s. Three Ninjas.
They were three brothers learning the ways of a ninja, but what started as a game suddenly turned real.
I think that was in the 90s, but I mean like...
So try to take me back a little bit.
2013, summer 2013, where I had my cousin Chuck.
I listen to a lot of music while I'm taking a shit.
Come over to my house and he just started freestyling randomly. That kind of had sparked an interest in like rapping for me. So I just started writing a lot and then I discovered different styles, different types of beats to rap on, different types of flows and everything. And I just liked the old school style. So that's what I stuck with. As time progressed, I just kept working on that old school flow of just rapping bars, punchlines, similes, metaphors, and all that type of stuff. And that's just my main thing that I'm rocking with for right now.
Who's your favorite comedian?
Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is funny as hell. He's like his jokes back then, like stuff like Delirious. Delirious was my favorite one of all time.
The people think I'm a dog. Or do my
He just came out the box with that shit. And then when you actually relate to any jokes that he be telling, it just makes you laugh even harder because it's like, yo, I've been through this. Like, it's actually amazing how much jokes he be telling and how you can actually relate to his shit.
What are you terrified of?
I'm really terrified of people telling me that I'm gonna end up being like either anybody that doesn't make it or, in layman's terms, selling my soul in order to get up there with everybody else.
Your soul is mine.
What's the biggest misunderstanding you think that you want to set the record straight on?
There's a lot of things going around saying that Baltimore isn't original and we like to take a lot of shit. Like wasn't like this was also said that like club music was made here. It's just stuff like that just make us seem like it's a downstate and it's like we're not really original. Like as far as the trap scene and music goes, we are definitely not original on that shit because everybody, not even everybody, but I mean like whatever rappers come up in Baltimore just talk about how they had to push this and do that and it just sounds like anything else that came from other states. My relationship with Baltimore is terrible because I would say that because everybody, like not everybody, but most of the people that I see around here really don't like, they don't come across as anything different to me. It's just the same activity, the same attitude, the same actions that everybody does. I don't really like it. So I mean, like I try to distance myself away from stuff like that so I wouldn't really fall into that type of crowd. But like, I still love Baltimore till I die because this is where I reside at, and this is where majority of my family is and or was. So,
Like, who's being slept on right now?
well, there are a lot of Baltimore, overall Maryland, freaking rappers and producers that are actually up there, and it's just like we're so much more of a different sound than they are because they just sound so mainstream that they're trying to get in so bad. We don't have to actually try that hard in order to get in, but like we just have to push harder than they do in order to actually make it seem like, oh, they're from Baltimore, but they not sounding like everybody else. Let's try and see what they sound like a little bit. Like it's just stuff like that. We try to push ourselves to be different and everything from everybody else, so it just wasn't seem like we trying to fit in with the crowd and everything.
Right. So what sets Uptown apart?
Got Ross that messes with selection, which is a way different type of sound, and he knows more about it than I do. You got Jam that makes these type of beats from old, even though they from samples, he makes these type of beats that like don't sound like anybody else's. People like Chuck that may have influences from somebody else, but he can take that shit and go in a completely different direction with it and make that style his own. I would say myself, I am different, but like people in Uptown tell me I'm different from the way that I flow, from the way that I rap, and like, and
What do you rap about?
I'm mostly just like, I do a lot of comparisons. That's all. I just talk about, I pretty much talk about how dope I am and how it is that I proved my MC prowess. So I mean, like, I like to spit bars. I like to use metaphors, and I like to make people think about what I just said. Because if it like flies over your head, it's like you're not gonna like the song because you don't understand what you just listened to. If you actually think about what you just what you just listened to, then like you'll actually start to get it. You'll actually see where I'm coming from, and you'll actually see a different side of music than what you actually already heard.
What track are you most embarrassed about and why?
It's one track on my old school specimen EP called My Intentions. Like My Intentions was one of them songs where it's like you have a conversation with yourself, and I had a conversation with myself and everything that I was doing with my life. But if I just look at it overall, I'm just like, yo, I'm talking to myself, and then the voices aren't even that good. I mean, like, it's kind of crazy because it's like it's supposed to be something deep, like you gotta do better, bruh. Well, Pyrex, yeah, you right. I'ma grind harder and harder so we can see the light into my mind. Thanks for always keeping it real with me. I really don't understand how you can honestly deal with me. Like, it's supposed to like decipher what the hell it is that I'm talking about with everything that I'm going through, with every personality that I try to portray. So I mean, like, I still look at it like, yo, I was just talking to myself back then. It's just like that's actually crazy.
Yeah. What's the next wave of hip hop gonna be like? If you can have a say in it.
The next wave, selection. If it ain't already the wave, for hip hop specifically, yeah. Selection, yes. Selection. Selection, it takes a variety of different smooth sounds and it just becomes extravagantly amazing to actually hear. Like people like to switch up drums. People like to switch up different acapellas and put them with different chords, and it actually sounds freaking amazing. Like, I feel as though that's the next wave if it ain't already a wave itself by now. That makes me mad because it's like we all know that the police are supposed to protect and serve, but I mean, like, so it defeats the purpose to actually. It defeats the purpose to actually kill somebody without the need to protect somebody else. You could shoot somebody probably stealing like a pack of gum from a dollar store or something stupid like that. But that it doesn't really make any sense to me. That crap makes me mad just to hear about it anytime and every day when I hear about it. It makes me mad, and it's just like, why is it so backwards? First of all, I'm gonna talk about. I met Chuck through.
Start with Pyrex.
I met Chuck through my mom, and his mom being so close, and then we just kept talking and everything. We became a mass amount of cool to the point where, like, little get-togethers was happening. Like we either slept over each other's houses or we went to the movies and such like that. Been like it's been like 13 years. Been absolutely amazing. I met Ross in Newtown.
The thing about Pyrex that the world needs to know is that no matter how much you try to change that nigga, he will not.
We were hanging with a bunch of other people. Some of them were cool. Others was like, yeah. And then like, but Ross lived by me. We was hanging out while he was living with his aunt. And we were hanging out. We just hung around the area that he lived in, that I lived in. We started rapping, and then like we just moving with everything, and it's crazy. And Jam, I met Jam. He struck me as a very strict person when I first met him. And then like you know him for a while, you get to freaking know him and everything. He started opening up like cold ones. I'm telling you. It'd be freaking hilarious when he just starts talking.
Yeah, what's your favorite line from Jam?
You heard? You heard? Like he. Niles brought me through to Jam's house to do music and such, and then it was just very distant until I just kept coming over here more until we had actually got cool and everything. And then once we got cool, everything funny went ablaze. Like it was insane. And this was when Uptown Lowlife didn't have people like Chuck and Churro and everything. Me and Ross were actually in there before when Jam had people out of state and everything. Churro Silence. He's cool as hell, and he makes dope music. He be surprising me with some of the beats he be making, but he never surprises me on the rap tip. Like he can actually rap, and he doesn't talk about. He may talk about people that push that stuff, but he doesn't talk about him pushing that shit himself. He talks about any type of life experiences that he's gone through, that he hears about in the city, whether it be in or even in the county, that even goes on locally. But I mean, like. He can rap. He can rap.
All right, what advice do you have for your 12-year-old self?
I'm gonna need your little hard-headed self to listen, man. You and all I would say is don't let anybody push you down and all that shit and tell them that you can't do anything. And don't let people do what they want to either. But I mean, like, don't let nobody push you down. Don't let nobody tell you you can't, because you can. And if they say you can't, prove them wrong without saying anything, because you don't even need to speak. You just need to actually do what it is that they say you can't do. That's all. That's it.